Hi, my name is Dee, and I want to share with you today how attending a God Chicks She Rises conference radically changed my life. I grew up in a family that was physically and verbally abusive. I was often told things like I was an accident, I was a mistake, that I should have never been born. At a very young age, I knew that I was a bad girl, and everything bad that happened was my fault. So at the age of 10, I decided to settle into my role and become the best bad girl I could possibly be. I started using drugs, was busted for shoplifting, and constantly broke curfew. I lied about everything and refused to listen to anyone. At 17, I was sick of my parents' rules, so I did what any bad girl would do. I ran away from home and spent the whole summer on the streets. Near the end of that period, I was raped violently twice in the same week. And as devastating as that was to me, I told myself that I deserved it because bad things happen to bad girls. I started stripping and then became a prostitute and ended up with a pretty severe meth addiction. I remember laying on my bed, the edges of my mind starting to fray, and just thinking if I didn't change something soon, I was gonna die. So I decided to go to rehab. At rehab, I was told a couple of other things. I was told that I was an addict and that I was gonna die that way. I was told that I had a disease of the mind and that I couldn't trust my thoughts. I was told that I needed to get right with the God of my understanding, but the God of my understanding wanted nothing to do with a drug-addicted prostitute. So I decided to accept my fate as a bad girl and just keep partying till I fell over and died. I was invited to an Oasis Connect group called Warrior Princess. I had no Christian friends and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to fit in, but I simply had nothing to lose. At that Connect group, I was told some new things. I was told that I was royalty, the daughter of a king. I was told that if I stopped identifying as an addict, that I could become a new creation in Christ, that all things would be washed away and I would be made new. And as good as all that sounded, I just didn't believe it because I knew what I had done. A couple of weeks later, the girls from that Connect group invited me to a Christian conference. I really honestly thought they said concert, but so I decided to go. So I'm at the conference and the first person that I see is Holly. Holly was so happy and she said words that would change my life. She said, "Come expecting." I don't know what I was expecting, but I was definitely expecting something. So I was at the conference the whole weekend, and on the very last day, there was a speaker named Nancy Alcorn. I remember her saying, "I set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life." And it hit me like a brick wall. All my life, I had been choosing death. So I walked up to Nancy Alcorn with this black bag full of drugs and paraphernalia. I handed it to her and I told her, "I've been a meth addict for 30 years. I want to surrender my life to Christ, and if he doesn't take my addiction away from me, I'm going to go home and kill myself." So the leaders of the conference started praying over me, and I'm proud to tell you that since that day, September 20th, 2008 at 1 p.m., I have never done that again. Over the last 10 years, I've walked through some pretty hard things and still remained sober. I thank God for my church who stood by me and helped me all along the way. They taught me to get up and fight because I am a warrior princess. I used to cringe at the word family, but God has given me a new family through adoption. I have a beautiful daughter, Allie, a grandson, Bruce, and a new grandson on the way any day. God has redeemed my relationship with my father, my brother, and my sister. I am getting ready to celebrate 10 years as a new creation in Christ. All because of one day I came to a God Chicks conference and listened to a lady say, "Come expecting." Maybe your story isn't as dramatic as mine, but if you're going through something, I want to say to you what Holly said to me all those years ago. Come expecting. Take a chance on Jesus, and your life will never be the same again.